3, 2, 1, action. Hi, my name is Chad, and welcome back to another episode of ZooTube. Oh my god, knocked it right out the park. Get your pair of squeaky shoes on, because we're gonna clickety-clack-clack on down to Broadway Street and put on a good show. That's right, today we're gonna be doing another episode of ZooTube. I've been prepping in the makeup room all day. I think I really got this one. Stick around after the intro, or else I'm gonna beat you up, dude.
Oh my god!
Gabbie Hannah, alright? That's who we're talking about today. Yeah, you can already guess. Gabbie, we really need to take a break, alright? Things are looking a little bit too rough for you. The seas, they're choppy. Obviously a lot of weird stuff's happening that I'm not really aware of, but I try to catch up to speed with my tubers because I really do care deep down. Okay, I do, and I want to see you guys succeed and do good things. Tubers are the billionaire class of social media, alright? Everybody wants to be a tuber. Nobody wants to be an Instagrammer, or imagine being really good at Tinder. What do you call that, huh? Waste of life. Talk about Tinder for 1 second. You want to get real messed up? Start using Tinder. Yeah, it's a low shift in priorities, right? Having no satisfaction in what you're doing. Twitter is going to create a pretty nasty individual out of someone in due time. Whether by choice or by voice. And you're going to be so vocal about your concerns, you're never going to shut up. The world is not against you, Gabbie. And it's clear you feel cornered. I'd feel cornered too if I was in your position. And don't worry, like a ravenous lion, I would lash out and go feral. You are not insane, but you do need to disengage. These people, they're like mockingbirds, and you're like a raven. Don't worry, Gabbie. Cool guys like me, we're watching out for ya. We got two big guns called righty and lefty. And we sure know how to use them. All right, let's cut down to brass, all right? We need to talk about how we're describing people. You know, all these psychological buzzwords that I, quite frankly, don't feel too clean using. Speaking like an armchair psychologist, I would not recommend. I don't like psychology, never have. Well, maybe at one point, all right? You know, because the YouTuber hierarchy of needs is kind of demanding. You know, it requires high levels of education in the area of psychology. You know, exploring this idea, you know, kind of further, I see this sort of come up just left and right. You know, someone will call someone like a narcissist or manipulative. I feel it's a really ineffective way of name calling. Understanding the root motive behind someone's actions to even attribute that name to them is far more important than the attribution of the name itself. You could take many examples for this. You know, nobody likes to be called a narcissist. The narcissists really come from an area of low self-esteem, and you could even argue that they have a very low self-satisfaction. Therefore, they're always striving to be something they're not, or attain something they don't really want in the first place. But, you know, I don't really look into this stuff much. I'm not well read in this regard, so take everything I say with a big grain of salt. Don't be a psychologist. You don't want to be a psychologist. Psychology is not that cool. I know all you kids get caught up in it nowadays. You think, wow, psychology is the latest gig. All right, I'm going to deduce people like Sherlock Holmes. Gabbie, I won't call these people names. This is a piece of advice, all right? Obviously, you take issue with me, that's fine. We brawl it out like real tubers do. I'm just kidding, of course. I obviously really care about your opinion. I hold the opinion of all my tubers in high regard. But I just want you to know that what happens when you start going this route is it tends to come full circle. And the terms you use against someone else may be used against you one day. And then, you know, people tend to like weigh it out on an even scale. So don't engage with people this way. If anything, disengage. Gabbie, you need a break. I would suggest doing my Twitter summer camp program. I'm gonna open it up pretty soon, and what you can do is delete the Bluebird off your phone, and perhaps even just trash the whole thing entirely. If you want to get your phone run over, I do that for free. If you want to, I'm really good at running over smartphones. Gabbie, you want to have a good life? I'm gonna give you some tips real quick. All right, these are just my four top tips to help you. Actually, 5. I'm gonna give you 5 top tips to help you out, all right? Do not feed people to the wolves, especially if the wolves are not hungry, all right? They may turn. Number 2, keep messages private, and others will do the same for you. Lesson in concept. Once you start treating people this way, they're gonna treat you with the same level of respect you've treated them. And if people do not trust you, then they have nothing to lose by breaching any trust you once had with them. So Gabbie, I would urge you not to show private messages on your videos. This is just a proverb you'd probably find in a fortune cookie, but what it's telling me here is that you have to trust yourself before you can trust others. Now it makes sense, right? How can someone keep a secret if you're not going to? And how can you trust others to once you start going down that route? You know, life has checks and balances. You're not really performing damage control and you don't need to, but my greatest piece of advice for you would just to be nuke all your incriminating content, whatever you think that may be. Even if it means deleting whole accounts, your best followers will find you. All right, and don't be afraid. Any tuber who wishes to go this route may have thought about, you know, deleting everything they had. I think you could do it, and I think you should push yourself over the edge. Gabbie, be the better woman. Apologize and leave it. If you and Trisha can shake hands, learn how to defend each other. I don't know what they meant by what they wrote there. That's kind of a weird tip. I think I'm gonna decipher this for you real quick. Just translate what I think this means. You know, you and Trisha have issues, but from the 5 minutes I spent looking into the whatever you have going on, the situation, I really just deduced that you both do like each other on some level deep down. And you can tell me I'm wrong if you want to, but you thought about it. That's what counts. Hey, yeah, just don't smoke as well, all right? Just buddy to buddy. You got this, Gabbie. You can do it. All right, Gabbie. I have devised a concept with my boys down at the science department called Chomsky's third law. All right? You can see this laminated sheet on this clipboard. Figure 1, assume nothing. You have the 2 subjects in question, Trisha Paytez and Gabbie Hanna. Obviously, you shouldn't assume things about each other. It's one of the first rules of Moscow, but I'm not trying to train you to become a CIA agent. And then figure 2 says Chomsky's third, gotta leave something behind. So if you're gonna call it quits, all right, the best way to do it is to end it on a positive note, as positive as you can make it. All right, so it doesn't really eat away at your conscience, because all the stuff you guys do when you're young, as you get older, you start to realize all these things that you do that hurt other people are things you end up regretting quite severely. So Chomsky's third indicates that when talking to an individual with questionable intent, the favorable outcome always results from being nice, working against intuition. People are smart. They like you. Now it's your turn to like them back. Guys, what do we think? Isn't that just the sweetest thing ever? Yeah, my boys, they really know how to swing it together. All right, so we talked about armchair psychology. Now, get ready for this banger. All right, Gabbie? Because today I present to you the YouTuber hierarchy of needs. So I could be nice to you and just throw you at lateral ascension, but I'm not going to be nice. I'm going to be honest. I think you need to go back down to creating actual content. All right, so do good things and get out there. Remember what I taught you. Don't mess this up. You can do it. Obviously, if you want to spill on aliens, maybe I'll give you one real quick. Why should aliens treat us differently than the way we treat farm animals? A simple courtesy of intelligence. But what are we compared to the aliens? All right, just turns out I'm really busy. So I'll see you around the office sometime. Thanks for stopping in.